Welcome to the Insurance Dudes.
Hey, Craig, let's get into some coffee talk.
Hey, I love it. I love doing some coffee talk.
Well, talk about what?
Dogs, daughters, whatever. It's coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
Is this a needs diagnosis coffee talk?
Okay, so Craig and I were just talking about policy reviews and what we both do in our offices. So Craig has a very streamlined system for it, and I think this would be great to record. So Craig's going to do it on me, and this is basically what in his agency what he's doing for policy reviews, which ends up upping the coverage. He was saying, right, upping the coverage, and then they forget why they were pissed off in the first place.
Right. So you said, hey, they call in, they're pissed, and then we have to try to resell them and all this. And it's like, well, let's follow the same formula, the same 7 steps on reselling them, if you want to call it that, as we do when we actually acquire the new business, right? Because there's 3 strategies: retention, acquisition, and development. And I'd call this kind of two of those. This is retention and this is development, because you're looking to keep the current client that's mad, and you're also going to develop them because you're going to look for additional lines and increase their coverages, right? If it's best for them.
Yeah, and that's the technical great side of it. But as far as an agency owner, like, you just want a process that everybody follows that works. So this is what worked for Craig. I have my own process, a little different, but I think that we're going to move over to this because this is
I'm convincing my co-host here.
Yeah.
So all right. So I would just say, all
right.
Ring.
My hey, Craig.
Yeah.
My coverage is this is ridiculous. My rates keep going up.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
You got to
actually want to apologize. Huh?
Change my rates.
Okay, I'll wave my magic wand. No, actually, what I'm gonna do, if you don't mind, it looks like we haven't updated your file in a while, Jason. So I'd like to ask a few questions. If I have your permission, I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper than we have before. We have a new process that we're going through just to make sure you have the right coverage, because I know it's important to get the best value, and I want to give you that. I want to wave the magic wand, but before we do that, just in case, because I see you've been with us 12 years, and I really, really appreciate your business. I want to make sure that we have it right, because things change. Fair enough?
Fair. Is it going to be a long time? I mean, I only have
no more than 10 minutes. How about 8 minutes?
8 minutes is better. All right.
Perfect. So I have your permission to ask all these questions?
Yes.
All right, cool. So currently you have 50,000. So you have 5,100. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, that's what it pays out, right?
Yeah. Why is this? Oh, I'm gonna have to put the email. So put my email in. So I asked for permission. It's granted. And then, hey, so Jason, I'm curious, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with us right now?
About 4. That's why I called in.
4. Well, I know that we can do better than that, and I'm hoping that by the end of this, I've converted you. So you're giving me a 4 because you're not liking the price, want to get better rates, right?
Right.
Okay. Cool. And when was the last time? I'll usually skip this, so I'll do a timeout. I usually just skip this in the review process. We'll just skip the asking them the last time they did a review was in person over the phone. So we just skip it, just click in, just say never. And we don't need to ask how they ended up with their current limits. So I'll just put a bunch of stuff. So I know you own your home. Do you have any idea about what it's worth market value? I have your replacement cost, but that isn't always the same.
Well, I have a home in California, so about 140,000.
Okay. Really? They have homes for 140,000? So 740?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other houses, buildings, anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. So you're not renting out, doing any rentals or anything like that. Perfect. And about how much do you owe on the house?
Ooh, about 450,000.
Okay. So a little equity. Awesome. Congratulations. If something happened to you, would you like that 450 to be paid off, so your wife isn't stuck with the mortgage?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna have I have a partner that handles that. He'll actually reach out and just talk to you a little bit about the mortgage protection for that 450. Okay.
Okay. All
Awesome.
right.
And
Does that
you'll
mean
be as nice to him. You'll be as nice to him as you are to me.
as long as he doesn't want to charge me more?
It's nothing. Big discounts. So
Perfect.
perfect. Any other debt?
Nope.
Okay. And then any valuable items that we don't already have listed, jewelry, um, anything like that?
I have a gold watch,
Okay. About how much is it worth?
about 40,000.
Ooh, well, we should probably put that down here. So we're going to put
I
40,000.
used to watch The Sopranos a lot.
Well, good show. Who's your favorite character?
Vinny.
Vinny. All right. And then you have the two cars. So you have the Lamborghini and the minivan. Who does your wife drive, the minivan or the Lamborghini?
She has the Lamborghini. I have the minivan.
Perfect. That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Huh? An
87
87
minivan.
Town and country.
Yeah, and a 2019 Lamborghini.
You're getting the bad end of the deal there.
That's not what she said.
All right, so we have about what is that, 150,000 in vehicles,
Yeah.
and your car's worth 1,000, her car's worth 149.
Right.
A Lambo and minivan. All right, cool. And I put minivan, doesn't really matter. And then your stuff at your house, like let's say you took your house, you pulled the roof off, you shook it upside down, all the stuff that falls out, what would all of that be worth? And you can ballpark it. We don't need to be perfect.
40,000.
Okay. Any boats, RVs, other toys?
Nope, I put it all on the Lambo.
Well, sometimes you got to make that kind of decision. How about in your checking account? About how much liquid asset do you have? Liquid cash?
49,000.
Okay. I'm going to call timeout here. A lot of times, or sometimes, somebody may be, if you don't have rapport with them and they're a little upset still, they may give some pushback. And this is when you remind them that you asked for permission and they said yes. So it's real important to ask for that permission up front, because then they're more inclined to dive deeper. So
okay, here we go. I'm not going to. Why do you want to get into my checking account?
Jason, come on. At the beginning, remember I asked for your permission to ask these really important questions to make sure I can get the right coverage. Now it's about the coverage. And even more so, those liquid assets that you have, the 49,000 in the bank that I'm assuming you have, is the most liquid of your assets, right? So all of this other stuff is at risk, but the cash you have is most at risk in a lawsuit.
I thought you were asking that to make sure I could pay for more expensive rates.
Well, that too.
Okay.
Right. So 49,000, and then how about in savings?
We'll say that's one and the same.
Okay. And then any investment accounts?
Nope.
Okay. How about CDs, not the music ones?
Oh, because my CD collection, now that's about 1,000. Nothing in CDs.
Nothing in CDs. Do you have how about an old job, like a 401k sitting at an old job? Anything like that?
20,000.
Okay. Perfect. And it's at an old employer?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So actually, when Mike calls and he helps you with the mortgage protection, he gets you set up on that. He can help you with this, because a lot of times those 401ks are in some pretty limited assets, and they may even have a wrap fee on them that we could get rid of. So just to plant the seed, I'm not going to talk any more about that, but I just wanted to let you know that that's an option.
Is it the same wrap fee as Vanilla Ice would charge?
Pretty close. Yeah. Ice baby. And then income. How much household income is there?
About 92,000.
Okay. And we asked this, you may be wondering, why do we ask that? Well, depending on the state, sometimes up to 25% of your annual income is at risk for wage garnishment in a personal injury lawsuit. So you have to be, we like to ask just to have that cushion because it's important. We don't want to get in that predicament where money's coming out. And then, yeah, last but not least, how about your current employer?
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. All right. Great place. Chuck E. Do they have do you know the HR person there?
Very well.
Very well. Cool. Do they have Aflac or anything like that? Health insurance?
I don't know.
Okay. Perfect. So you don't know. Okay. Great. So this is what we're seeing right now is you have 50,000 of protection, right? So if you hit somebody, they got injured and you got sued, our policy, the policy you currently have, would pay up to 50,000 for their injuries. Now you have about a $1 million exposure, right? So right now there's a gap of basically $1 million. The recommendation that we have is actually right at $1 million. It's $1,049,000 because you have the 50. But so what we really ought to do is actually change those coverages. We're a little bit short because, when you signed up 12 years ago, you didn't have these assets that you do. Now you do, and we're looking at about $1 million. And the easiest and best way to protect that is to raise your auto coverage. We're going to raise that to $250,000, $500,000. So that's going to really protect you on that. And I know you have the kids that are about to get licensed. So we want to really make sure that's safe. And then for about $25, $50 a month, we're going to be able to get you $1 million umbrella. So we're going to throw that on top too. And I know that
that's an expensive umbrella.
Well, you get $1 million of coverage for like $50 a month.
What does that mean? That's not an actual umbrella, right?
No, yeah. So I see what you're saying. No, it's not the thing that you lift and that gives you bad luck if you open it inside, but it's actually this protection that overarches over all of your assets. So let's say you hit somebody, they get injured, or they're dead, and you get sued for $1 million. Well, your auto policy is going to get exhausted at the $250,000, and then the umbrella coverage is going to kick in, and that's going to protect you. Okay. Otherwise, and for $50 on that, right? Let's say it's $50 a month. I'm just guessing. Well, we'll work it up and get you the actual figure. But let's say you don't have it, and now you're on the hook for $1 million. Would you pay $50 to not have to pay the $1 million?
Yeah.
Right.
I would have to
all day, every day. All day, every day.
Yeah.
Right? You'd actually probably pay $999,999.99, right? So anything less than that $1 million, you come out ahead. And so it's really a no-brainer.
Anything less than the best would be a felony.
That's what they say.
Vanilla.
Hence,
vanilla ice.
Way to really tie it together. So now knowing that, you gave us a 4. It's not really going to be much of a difference to get this plus that umbrella, but at least we're going to have the right coverage. Would you still give us the 4, or where do you say we are now?
I would definitely give more. I'd give you a 10 if that happened.
10?
You save me.
Saved you, pain. Right? So I totally appreciate that. Thank you. So we'll get this worked up. Before we actually push the button on the umbrella, I want to give you the great news about how much it is, and then we'll get that enforced. But if you could do me a favor, we have a Google review link. I'm going to email that to you, or I can text it, whichever's better. Would you be good with giving us 5 stars on Google?
I think so. Now, what is Google?
And that's coffee talk.
I threw some curveballs at you.
Yeah. So no, so now that we actually did that, I mean, what do you think, Jason? Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, it works. It works. And then even if they don't make any changes, they're usually happy at the end of this. You explain why it goes up. I mean, we all talk about frequency and the cost of claims and all yada, 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 all the stuff that causes the price to go up. But right now we're giving them value, right? When you give them something, they're willing to pay for it. If they called, some other place, likely this isn't going to happen. And they're going to fight. They're going to try to either lower coverages, which is never a good idea, or almost always not a good idea, or they're going to try to find some additional discounts or whatever, which I think looks kind of sketchy also, because it's like, well, if you could have given me those before, why didn't you give it to me?
Right. Now, this form for people that can't see it is awesome, and it just walks you through it. How does everybody get this form?
So it's part of the whole Agency Vault package. So it just comes with it. Yeah. So it's one of the newer things, all built. It does the calculations. So if you haven't seen it, it's I believe in the current special that we have going, you get it. It's all included. So this is included with it.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. I hope that was helpful.
That was good.
Do we talk about dogs?
No, or dwarves. My accent's horrible on that. I gotta work.
I like it.
I gotta put in some time.
All right, we'll see you next week. So,
has finding, training, and retaining the best insurance producers ever been your struggle? It's why Agency Vault built the Sales Strengths Identifier to uncover if candidates and current staff have the specific sales skills to get you top results. Try it free at www.agencyvault.com/dudes. That's www.agencyvault.com/dudes and assess your lowest performer for free. Try it now.
Hey, thanks for checking out the Insurance Dudes. Hey, please subscribe. We got some really great stuff coming out.